Stonewall FC, which is the first gay men's football team in the UK. He is also an employment lawyer. Thanks for joining us this afternoon, Jamie. This report shows an increase from 2 incidents in the whole of last season to 13 so far in this campaign. Is that an alarming rise in figures, do you think?
I don't think necessarily it's alarming, and I'd actually say the opposite. I think it's quite pleasing for us that these incidences are getting reported, because it means that the people that are going to the games and the people that are being subject to the abuse are actually standing up and speaking out, and that's what we want, really. I think you can only start to begin to battle all forms of discrimination in football and sport in generally if you face it head on. So the increase in figures and reporting it, I don't think it alarms me.
Is something then like the app that Kick It Out have developed perhaps the game changer? Is that why it's easier, do you feel, that people can report such incidents?
I think if you make it easier for people to be able to stand up and speak out, then that will certainly help. And all praise to Kick It Out for coming up with such a great idea. Obviously, we live in the age of modern technology, and apps are at the forefront of what everyone wants to do, and everyone's on their phone every couple of minutes. So if people can simply press a button once they hear abuse and report it, then that's definitely going to help beat the battle, or at least get started to beat the battle.
And what about a team like Stonewall FC? How easy is it for yourselves to make a report of such an incident?
We work really closely with the Middlesex County League, which is the league that our first team play in, and they're at the forefront of this battle. And I have to say that when we first started in the league, incidences of homophobic abuse, they weren't prevalent, but there certainly were 1 or 2 incidents. But now what we get respected for is the fact that we are footballers who happen to be gay rather than a gay football team.
That's certainly good to hear. And Lord Ousley, we've heard from him. We also heard from the QPR manager, Chris Ramsey. They both say it's a society problem. It's not just football. Is that something you agree with?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd say that's, in my line of work as an employment lawyer, I deal with discrimination on a weekly, if not daily basis. And you see at all levels of company law and all types of company, no matter what sort of area they're in, whether it's sports or finance or banking, there is discrimination that exists at society level. It's of no great surprise to anyone that there are not many high-level, or not as many high-level female senior execs as there are to male. And discrimination exists. People get sacked because of their colour, because of their race, because of their sexual orientation. So it's of no surprise to me that when you've got such high-level discrimination in society, that you're going to get discrimination in sports, and especially on the terraces. People on the terraces are reflective of society.
Just a final question to ask you then, Jamie. What more should we be doing?
I think it's difficult, because I think you've got to work really from the ground up, and when there is such a big problem of discrimination in society, you've really got to start at the bottom. And organisations like Stonewall, the organisation itself, I know they're embarking upon a campaign this year to teach children that saying something is gay is wrong. And once we work that through, working from children up, hopefully in a few years' time, I don't know how many, we'll be in a society where people will realise that you can't discriminate on any grounds whatsoever.
Jamie Feldman from Stonewall FC, thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you.
Right, 1 hour on Rangers estate.